There are several attributes that make up the characteristics of a high-value man, and there are some clear indications of a low-value man that all high-value men steer very clear of. So by definition, a high-value man is a man who takes sole responsibility for his actions and outcomes throughout his life, rather than placing blame on other people or the things around him. And a high-value man also takes on the responsibility of those around him in his life, like a father takes on the role of a protector in the household. So are you wondering if you are a high-value man? Well, let's not place labels on each other too soon, but we've done some research and found some things that a high-value man would never do. So basically, if you want to know if you are a high-value man based on what you don't do, then this is the video for you. Are you ready? Like and subscribe. Talk down. When you are feeling insecure in yourself, that is when you start to lash out at other people. And one of the easiest ways to lash out on another person is to talk down to them as if they are inferior to you. This is something a high-value man would not do, because not only does it speak volumes about his character, but it also shows how little that person values those around him. No woman wants to be talked down to by a man, especially a man she has feelings for and is supposed to feel loved by and also safe around. In today's society, women have almost all the same abilities as a man, so to be spoken to with such disregard and negativity is not something they will tolerate, not from their partner or even their boss. A low-life man will go out of his way to portray himself as superior to those around him, something that helps women avoid them at all costs. If you are spending all your time standing on your tiptoes pretending to be tall, eventually you will fall flat on your face. Disrespect. In order for someone to respect you, then first and foremost, you must respect them. We are all taught from a very, very young age to treat others as we would like to be treated, which comes in handy when trying to get someone to respect you. Now, you have to show respect to others for them to actually show it back. A high-value man will always show a level of respect to everybody he comes into contact with, because he knows and understands that then they will show him the same level of respect. If they were to be disrespected, then a high-value man would just remove himself from the situation rather than lowering himself down to a negative level and showing disrespect back. Again, this is because it speaks volumes about the character he is, and he doesn't want to be a bad character at all. Ill manners. Everybody knows the social cues and when we should say please and thank you to those we come into contact with. Manners are, let's face it, one of the first things we are taught from birth, and it is ingrained into our brains, kind of like a vein itself. From school and education to work and social settings, we are exposed to manners, so it's really hard to use the term "I didn't know about manners" without looking like a complete fool. A high-value man will never not show manners to all people, regardless of their age, gender, status, or background. Now, we all know the saying, right? Speak to the CEO with the same manners you would speak to the janitor. And we all know that essentially this means that everyone you speak to should receive the same level of manners, regardless of who they are. Cheat. When you cheat on your partner, you are showing your insecurities and level of maturity to the whole world. A high-value man will never cheat on his partner because he understands the importance of honesty and trust within a healthy relationship. Men often cheat with women who are significantly low life in comparison to their partner because it makes them feel more powerful in the moment. Just think about that. Now, a high-value man doesn't need that type of validation from another woman to feel powerful or superior because he knows he has it inside of him. They are comfortable in who they are without the buzzing of other people's opinions in their ear. The emotional and mental effects of being cheated on can be drastic, and they can be life-changing to a lot of people. And being responsible for another human feeling like this is massively negative. A low-life man will never think of the repercussions or consequences for his actions, nor do most of them actually care about what mental state their partner will be in once they actually find out about the cheating. This is what separates them from high-value men. In order to be highly valued and respected by others, you have to think about other people and also their feelings, especially if you want them to be respectful of yours too. It's about give and take. Play games. Those who go out of their way to play games with people and probe their mind and feelings are very immature and unattractive people. A high-value man will never make a woman feel inferior or insignificant to him. He will never make her jump through hoops to prove herself and her feelings for him because he trusts her enough to just take her word. Just like he would want her to take his word for things too. Men who like to play games and make women compete against themselves are always left alone and very sad in the end, because if a woman wanted to play games at all, she would just have a child instead. She doesn't want a man-child. Smelling bad. A high-value man will never step over his front door without spraying some form of body spray or cologne. The power that a good cologne has on a woman is out of this world. Our sense of smell is the strongest of the 5 senses we have. It has the ability to determine if the taste of something will be nice or horrible before we've even tasted it. So when a woman spots a man who has a nice cologne on, the smell tells our brains that he is attractive and that we like him before we've even seen his face. Now, of course, when he works out and looks after his body, any man is going to smell not too fresh. It's natural to have body odor when we work out, but there is a clear difference between post-workout sweat and the musky smell of a man who hasn't showered or changed his clothes in a few days. Let me tell you that it's not attractive or manly like some guys think. We are no longer in the dark ages where the smell of a man makes him more masculine than the other. We have working showers and endless amounts of body washes and antiperspirants to choose from, so always choose one. Poor hygiene. On similar lines, it can be very easy to wake up one day after having a restless night and just not have the energy to shower or comb your hair, but this is something a high-value man will never do. A high-value man understands the importance of grooming and looking after himself internally, but also externally. Imagine that one day you just go out to run to the store and you bump into your lifelong crush, but you're in sweatpants and haven't brushed your teeth because you just didn't feel like it. Talk about an awkward nightmare. A high-value man takes pride in his appearance and even the clothing that he chooses to wear, even the chill-out outfits he wears or thought about. There could be nothing worse than meeting a nice person and when you step closer to them, you get a really horrible whiff of body odor because they haven't showered or used deodorant. So guys, not attractive. Your natural musk should never be confused with poor hygiene smells. So it's important to understand the clear difference between a high-value man and a rich man. Money does not equal value. The value of something comes from the demand within the market, and in this case, the market is the women. Not all women are actively looking for a man with money, but they are looking for a man who has kind characteristics and high value mannerisms, as we mentioned in today's video. So some of you guys may be listening to this and thinking, you know what, I could be a high value man if I just showered a little bit more or took care of myself and the people around me a little bit more. And you would be absolutely right. The amount of money in your bank account does not mean that you are high value or that you are low life at all. So why not give one of these traits a go and see if you could become that magnet for the woman? And let us know how you got on in the comments below. We love to hear your success stories. See you in the next video.